Off-Road Series heading into round 7 here, supported by AMX iRacing. Tonight, I am joined by Anthony James up in the booth. Anthony, how are you doing?
You know, I am doing fan-freaking-tastic, my friend. Always fun to be up in the booth with you.
Yeah, a little bit different. Normally, you're running admin in this series, so it's good to have you up here and getting your perspective, as we're pretty much down to the last 2 races of the series. So we'll be here this week, and then next week wrap it up at Crandon. What are you seeing out of these drivers that's giving you hope as we kind of hit the home stretch?
Well, you know, I've been seeing a lot of improvement, like huge improvement by Joseph Brooks and Zach Clifton's coming in strong late in the season, putting in some great top finishes, top 5 finishes, as a matter of fact, and he's hoping to finally break through and get into the the podium bracket. I don't think. Do you remember if he got last week? I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but. Yeah, no, Joseph Brooks and Zach Clifton are my ones to watch tonight. Obviously, Chase is Chase, and he's going to do Chase things, but, I think Zach and Brooks, if they can keep it together, and even our race winner from last time we were here, Jason Martin, he's been doing a heck of a job as well.
Yeah, I agree. As we look at the points going into tonight, like you said, Chase has a pretty good lead over the field. It was at 28 points out over Jason Martin. And then it kind of tightens up a little bit between Joseph Brooks, Patrick, Zach Clifton, back there, a little ways, not too far behind. But yeah, especially from pretty much 9th on up, these are consistent drivers. So really kind of eager to see how it all kind of pans out.
Absolutely, I'm really excited, and excited to see if any of these points battles come into play, because like we've been telling you guys, and some folks at home don't know, top 5 in points get some money at the end of the season.
Yeah, so we got about 30 more seconds before we wave these guys in. Format for tonight, if you've been tuning in, you have a pretty good feel for it at this point. We'll do probably 2 heat races, split the field in half. We got 9 drivers in right now, so we'll run 4 laps, and then quick warm-up, and then turn them loose for an 11-lap main event tonight with the caution halfway through. So should Lucas Oil or Wheatland, kind of depending on how it's known to you. We've seen it be very challenging, especially through the rhythm section, but a lot of these guys are really starting to get the hang of these trucks through here. Chase right there, as you can see on the stream, kind of really putting on a clinic. So yeah, it's going to be fun for sure as we get ready for some heat racing. We'll see how iRacing shapes them up. And I will let you go ahead and introduce the field for Heat 1.
And as iRacing and fate would have it, Chase Gare will start on pole for Heat number 1. On outside pole, Joseph Brooks. And row number 2, starting on the inside, Casey Duran. On the outside, and P number 4, Braden Colwick. And rounding out the field is our boy, Zach Clifton.
Yeah, 5 drivers should be plenty of room.
Looks like Chase is going to take the UL.
Yeah, I've noticed he's been doing that the last couple weeks. I think he's just looking for some good fun, trying to move up the field.
Yeah, I mean, it never hurts to get a little extra practice of, what's the term? Car avoidance? I don't know. As everybody knows at home, or as we know, the pace truck at Lucas Oil Speedway tends to drive about Mach Jesus here, and so we kind of ask the drivers, just do your best, and then we'll slow it down after the S's and collect it, and then we'll get going on green.
Yeah, and as fate would have it, some technical difficulties tonight with the chat, so unfortunately we don't have that feature up but be sure to
I
still
can see it, though.
give your love in the individual chats, because when these drivers go back and review, they love to see your guys' support.
Yep. Yeah, Carol says, good evening. Good evening, Carol. We're hoping to have a good show tonight, and absolutely, go Brooks. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, he's got a good starting position in the heat, so he's been running well, especially in the AMX series. So he's really getting a good feel for this truck.
Absolutely, he's been putting in a ton of work, and it's showing. All right, as we're coming out of the turn number 10, I believe what it is here at Wheeling, we're about to go green
flag.
Here we go. As there are three wide to the back on the right off the bat, as Joseph Brooks gets a great start on the race, as he gets a nice little run coming out of the corner as they all kind of single file out going into turn number 2, as Chase Gare looks to the inside of Casey Duran as he still looking on the right side there, as Brooks gets a nice little 4 or 5, about 3 truck length gap now. As Braden Colwick runs in second and Zach Clifton in third, and as they're still side by side for P number 4. Coming into turn number 4 here, Brooks gets a little wide, Clip barely avoids the wall there, and Braden's going to be all over his back bumper. As Chase now looks to the inside of Zach Clifton. As Clifton has kind of the preferred line, but he gets a little swirly on the exit there, clips the wall, and Chase makes a great slider into that corner coming out of the whoops. And moves himself right into P number 2, as now he has to chase down as Colwick gets in the chase. Well, now we're on board with old Chase Gare.
That's what about or a second and a half looks like here at Wheeling.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy to think that you wouldn't think that would be a second and a half, but apparently it is. As we're making our way around turn number 2 there, as Brooks goes a little bit wider line than what Chase would run, but it seems to be working for Brooks as he does his best to try and keep Chase behind him. Right now, Brooks needs every bit of bonus points that he can get. As Braden Colwick loses a little bit of ground after the S's there, but just as long as he maintains, he'll have a great starting spot for the main event, as Casey Duran and Zach Clifton are still battling back there for P number 4, as Clifton has probably looked like he had a little bit of an issue, but now he got around Gracie there. Coming into the jumps, coming into the S's. Brooks goes way wide, leaves the door wide open for Gare, but Brooks is able to shut it down, and Gare has to slam on the binders, keep from hit him in on the driver's door. As Casey looks like he made contact with the tire, but he's able to get through with it just fine. As Brooks comes around for the complete lap number 3, 2 laps to go in heat number 1. As Brooks goes a little bit wider than Chase does. Chase looking to the right. Brooks gets a little sideways on exit. Chase gets a great run on exit as well. Brooks goes way wide, running that cushion. Chase goes down low, side by side, coming out of turn 3. Chase gives him a little bit of a door action, but Brooks is going to have the run. We come down into turn 4. Brooks is going to have the preferred line. Chase also going to have a great line coming out of there, as they both try to set up for the whoop section. Who's going to get through here the best? Looks like Chase is having issues. Chase had to slow way up, and Colwick goes way wide. Zach goes almost as wide as he does.
Yeah, we got a battle kind of developing between Zach and Braden right now.
Yeah, Zach is starting to figure it out. He's starting to kind of need to know what the truck does. He's settled down, and let's see what he can do for the final. Well, I shouldn't say podium spot, as this isn't the feature, so for another good spot for the start in the feature. As we're coming to the white flag for these two, 1 lap to go. Zach looked to the inside, but now he's going to look to the inside of going into turn 3, or 2, I mean. He's going to try and get the run, but Braden gets a great blocking line and gets a great run out of there. Side-by-side action. Zach gets into the left rear quarter panel, but he has to run back, try to get the drafting as he comes right over these jumps here. Flyaway jump. Zach's going to have a little bit wider action as Brooks is still in the lead, and looked like Chase had a bit of an issue back there. As Brooks, beautiful job was there, going through there. Chase is sending it through those corners. It looks like he looped it just a little bit, but he's able to get it back up. Braden gets into the wall in the back there as Zach moves into 3rd place. Coming out of the S turns, coming into turn number 10. Brooks, one final corner. And nice and smooth, no issues. Brooks is going to take home heat race number 1 win and round number 7 at Lucas Oil Raceway, Wheatland, Missouri. Chase Guerra 2nd, Zach Clifton 3rd, Rain Colwick 4th, and Casey Durand will round out the field.
Not a bad start for tonight, Anthony.
Yeah, I'm going to say, looking at the lap times here, 16.566 on the last lap for Brooks, and Chase also had a 16.569. So Brooks he can run just as fast as Chase does, and he's going to be right ahead of him. So we'll see what happens as we start heat race number 2. Jason Martin starting on pole. And on the outside pole, it's the Patrick Lemire. And starting in row number 2, I don't know why I said number, but it's Jaden Rain. And outside, and P number 4, Chancellor Halverson.
Yeah, what's another
Absolutely,
lap?
Carol. We're pretty proud of him ourselves. He's been putting in the work. So, what are your thoughts so far on that after that scene heat race number 1? There was a lot of great battles in that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty encouraged. Like I said, everyone's getting through the whoops, which can sometimes really be a challenge for these drivers. So, as we saw, I believe it was earlier in the week in the AMX series. Were we back here everything's a blur to me right now.
Oh, that was our Monday night race.
That was Monday night. That's right. We did an extra
rerun. Yep.
Extra rerun, so that's why I'm remembering that. But speaking of Tuesdays, make sure you tune in for the AMX Cross Car Championship, brought to you by In Theory Motorsports. That one kicks off at 9:15, and then immediately following that, we got the Just a Trim Pro 2 Lite Championship. So a lot of fun, a lot of good action in those. So set the calendar Tuesday nights here on AMX TV.
Absolutely. The cross cars have been putting on a great show for every single week so far. It's just been a blast watching those guys just manhandling them little tiny thing.
Yeah, and you and I were talking before we went live, but the points battle that's developing in the cross carts especially, that's going to be a lot of fun moving into mid-season.
Absolutely. As we come out of turn number 10 to get the race started.
I was going to say,
and we are green. You know, I know it's kind of a lime green, but it looks like it's green versus red. Who's going to get which color wants it more in this race? As Jason puts the right rear to Patrick, as Halverson tries to make his way through there, as they're almost 3 wide for the race lead. Coming out of turn number 2, Jason gets a great little run out of there as Halverson comes from the back to P number 2. Last time he raced was this track, and this seems to be his little bread and butter as he tries to block Patrick Lemire on the straightaway. He runs it in a little deep, tries to corral it, and he gets it, gets a little loose. And he's kind of all over the place, but Patrick seems to give him the bump right as they enter the whoop section. That's probably not the greatest spot to try to do that, but you know it worked as Patrick tries to send it in deep. Halverson catches the donut as that helps out Lemire to get the position. as Jaden Rain just kind of sits back and lets them do the thing and see if he can snag a spot from them. As Jason Martin now has opened up the race lead to almost a 3-second gap.
Yeah, Jason wasted no time setting up some breathing room.
Absolutely. He's like, I gotta go. We need to go now. Because he sees where Chase now starts. He's going to be starting third for the race, so he needs to be starting up front with Joseph to have any chance at keeping him back. As Jason Martin is running pretty smooth, and Patrick Lemire and Chancellor Halverson are also just kind of single filed out, kind of spread out right now. Everybody just trying to get a feel for the track right as of right now. Everybody doesn't want to do anything too crazy as Jay pushes it just a little wide, but he's doing fine. He's still learning. As if I remember right, the last time he raced, I believe, well, I think it was this track. I think last time he raced.
It cracks me up that there's not a single sponsor on that truck. Talk about a privateer out here.
Oh yeah, he's doing his best. Oh wait, he's doing his best to put a show on for the crowd.
Yeah, all these guys make it fun.
Absolutely, as Jason Martin is now a little over a 3-second lead. He just set down the fastest lap at a 1:18.559, and next quickest is Patrick Lemire at a 19:0 and a 19:8 for Chancellor Halverson. As they're not too much. I mean, Patrick, he's been showing great speed. He's doing his. I believe last time we were here, he finished just outside of the podium, so he's looking to improve on that for this go around. As he gets a little crossed up in there, just take your time. Don't do anything crazy. Jason is just kind of navigating. He followed Chase there for a little bit in practice, so maybe you learned a thing or two from watching him.
Yeah, sometimes that's so beneficial when I get a chance, either in practice or in a race setting, just to follow these faster guys and just get a sense as to where they're getting speed and how they're running the lines. It goes a long way in learning.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As Jason Martin has taken the final lap, white flag, and as we ride on board as he comes into turn number 3, running nice and smooth, nice low. Looks like sounds like he's in third gear. You get that nice run out of here. Stay to the left a little bit, avoid that bump. We don't need to be two-wheel in the air, Lower down.
Sometimes
nice
you land
easy,
weird
back
and
on the throttle.
It can send you.
Oh yeah, dude. If you hit that little bump, it shoots that right front straight up in the air. And it is a pain in the butt when it lands, too, because you don't know where it's going to go. Patrick sends it a little harder than he has been through that corner. Let's see if he can make up some ground. He was about 4 seconds. He's now cut that in half as Jason Martin is going to come around turn number 10. Final time in the heat race. And nice and smooth, no issues. Checker flag goes to Jason Martin, heat race number 2. Patrick Lemire almost gets in the wall after the jump. Gets second. Chancellor Halverson, P3. And Jaden Rain will round out the field. There he is.
No, definitely not bad. We'll turn these guys loose for a few laps to let them get a feel for the track before the main event. And while they do that, Anthony, let's take a look at last week's last couple laps in the series.
Away a little bit from Braden. He's starting to open that gap some more.
Kind of the eyes are on these two right now.
Zach's starting to close back in on Chase here, Frank.
Yeah, but if you look at the cap count, we're running out of time to make a move, and I think Zach knows that.
Just trying to put every bit of pressure he can. If he can reach that back bumper, he can start forcing Chase into a mistake. As he sends it into the sweeper. He's on the back door. Chase able to pull just a little bit away from him through that technical portion of the track. White flags out, 1 lap to go. All eyes on this battle.
They're wide
Chase
open throttle.
Chase opening up that lead back to about half a second.
Check back with these two here. Battle for third. Brooks doing all he can to reel Jason back in.
Unfortunately, it looks like it might be just a little bit too late for Brooks.
Yeah, as long as Jason can keep it straight.
As Chase coming through the right-hand sweeper for the last time tonight. Got to make it through this technical portion one more time. Chase is going to do it. He's going to bring it home yet again on the top spot. Zach Clifton bringing it home second. Jason Martin going to hold off Joseph Brooks for third. Brooks coming home fourth.
Yeah, Bark River, we saw some fun racing throughout. And just like Bark River, we got the rhythm section here, and we saw how quickly that can change things up. So you were noticing, Anthony, some of the lap time differences between Chase and Brooks. What are you seeing with them?
Well, right now Chase is just about 5/10 quicker than Chase Gare out there, but that's just one bad bounce away at any point in this race. So they're pretty even right now. Like Clifton's not that far behind, but if any one of them can put a good lap together or a good race or a good 11 laps together, I think they'll have this in the bag. Or don't do that. Don't clip
or that.
up. Or that. Thank you, Brooks.
But yeah, if you're curious about where we're getting these lap times and stuff like that, just want to let everyone know, if you go over to amxiRacing.com and go to the live TV, I guess watch live option over there. Not only do we have the stream up there, but we have the live timing with all the fun data coming in, so you can track your favorite drivers that way if you'd like. Some kind of neat features that we have with the league. And then also, we'll just kind of take a look at the schedule here as we look to kind of round out the Montana off-road season. Like I said, we're here tonight at Lucas Oil. Then next week is championship night, where Anthony, we're going to crown a champion. And Chase, as long as he can keep it consistent, it's looking like he might have it in the bag. But the big question is going to be, second and third, because those points are running pretty tight.
Are up for grabs. It's going to be crazy. I think right now though, champion's getting $60 and a cool poster. Second place, I think, is like 45 or something like that. So a lot of good stuff. I guess I could look that up real quick while we're waiting.
Yeah, well, checker flag's out, so we're gonna bring him in and line him up and get ready for some main event
found it.
racing. So Anthony,
60, 40, 20, 10, 5.
11 laps is going to
All
make up
right.
the main event. Take us through the field.
All right, starting feature of round number 7, Lucas Oil Raceway of the Montana Off-Road iRacing Series. Starting on pole, our boy, Joseph Brooks. Starting on outside pole is Jason Martin. And row number 2, starting third, Chase Gare. And row number 4, Patrick Lemire. Not row number 4, position 4. And starting 5th, Zach Clifton. And P6 is Chancellor Hellerson. And row number 4, Braden Colwick, Jaden Rain, and rounding out the field is Casey DeRain.
Yeah, 9-truck field. This is going to be fun.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited to see what they can do together with all 9 of them out there at the same time. Close proximity of each other now. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Especially that inside row. And the first, well, I guess any row really. What are your thoughts on it? Who in the chat? Who's gonna win this race tonight?
Yeah, Chase has just
Frank,
been
who do you think, huh?
Chase has been so solid at this track, and it's really going to be a matter of who can put together the most consistent lap times. Chase is definitely a contender. Brooks is looking rock solid tonight. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I want to pick a dark horse. I'm going to pick a dark horse.
Who you got?
Patrick Lemire.
You know, I was looking at his name, and I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes very well tonight.
All right, as the field comes into turn number 10. Slowing down, let everybody gather back up, pick the speed back up as we get ready to take the green flag for round number 7. Zach gets a little bit of a push from Colwick on the jump there, but everybody gets out of there clean. As Brooks gets in there nice and good. Jason Martin has a great run on the outside, as they're still side by side for the race lead and side by side for P2. Brooks looks like he's going to get the run out of the corners. Martin's going to take over second place, as Martin's going to go a little wider. And Chase is looking to the inside. It looks like he's going to give him a little tap on the left rear, but chooses to hang back in third place. Brooks goes a little inside there, but everything's good as Patrick almost clobbers the wall there, but he's all good to go. Chase sends it way wide on Martin as he's going to get the preferred line coming in the S's into the whoop section. I mean, Martin goes really conservative through there. Zach looks to get around him on the outside as Chase is now in the P2 as Brooks still has a 1 truck length advantage.
You know, Anthony, we didn't talk much about Zach Clifton. He's running on pace with these guys right now.
Oh yeah, he's doing great. As long as he's near them, he does a great job. And right on board, Chase at P number 2 and see what he can do. A great up shot here of Mr. Joseph Brooks as he leads lap number 1 as he goes to the inside, tries to make a move. Brooks gets to run on the outside, gets back to a truck length lead. It looks like both lines are working very well for each driver as Jason and Zach are both trying to figure out what are these two doing that's not helping them get up there, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty fun when this track kind of develops two lines. That just gives the drivers so many more options to make it happen. Chase kind of...
Oh, Chase and Brooks get a little wonky, but they're good now.
Yeah, it looked out of control, but apparently they know what they're doing.
That is what we call, Frank, in the racing world, chaos control. Or controlled chaos. Coming around the complete lap number 2, Brooks still has a race lead by about a half a second. for Chase Garrett. And about 2 seconds on Jason Martin. Oh, easy, Brooks. Don't get too close to that wall now. Carol, I've seen your pick, and I think that's a pretty solid pick as Joseph Brooks gets a great run out of the corner, comes into turn number 3, takes a little wider, tries to get that little run, and Chase, I think, is going to see that here eventually move up and do exactly what he's doing, and he's going to get the same, hopefully try to get the same run.
Yeah, looking back throughout the field, everyone else is pretty single file with a few seconds between them, so this is where the action is out on the track.
Absolutely, Chase goes way wide in the corner to try to get a good run, and he has that was a great run through that Chase just had through there, and
yeah,
I don't think he'll be able to replicate that.
It was like almost like he singled it and then tried to double out of it. It almost seemed to work as far as making up some good time.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to see as Zach is now all over Jason Martin's bumper. Let's see what he can do if he can be able to get up there and battle him for the final podium position, as they're now as he's about a couple truck lengths back. But you know, anything can happen as Zach runs the same line as him, and see if he can try and send it into the inside here, or he might just be waiting for the second half of the race as well.
Yeah, I believe caution comes out at the start of 7. Is that correct, Anthony?
I believe it's the start of lap 6.
Oh, okay, I was one ahead. It's one of those laps.
As Jason gets a little cross-eyed, he goes way wide. Zach looks to the inside. Side by side, going over the nice little jump, going into the whoop section on the right-hander. Zach goes way deep in there, sends it way in. Could have try and go a little harder. Now Zach is able to run what he wants to do through the whip section. Now let's see if Zach can try. Oh, Brooks gets loose.
He looks like he's going to recover into second, but that's not going to. That's going to be a big thing to make up.
I know that feeling. I've done that several times in that corner. As we come to actually lap 5, next lap it'll be comp yellow, but Brooks just has to put that behind him and start putting down some laps, good clean solid laps, and make a move on him later in the race. As Zach Clifton and Jason Martin look like they're still a little bit battling back there. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Well, we got to give a shout out to Casey Duran, who's our biggest mover at the moment, up 3 positions from where he started. So slowly making his way up there. Just kind of taking a page out of Nick Nowak's playbook, is just being consistent. You can have a quick lap time out there, but if you can't keep it consistent, that's not going to help you out much.
Absolutely. Zach's in the wall.
Oh, that's going to put Zach into the pit
area.
He was running so well. I hate to see that.
One of these days, I understand he's kind of like Carson Holzfire. He takes a lot of chances, and sometimes it doesn't work out that well.
It makes for a good story around the fire pit.
Ain't that right? As we come to the comp yellow, Chase Garrett is up front, followed by Joseph Brooks, Jason Martin, Braden Colwick, Casey Duran, Chancellor Halverson, Patrick Lemire, Jaden Rain, and Clifton in the pits. So right now we're gonna be waiting for Zach Clifton to come out of the pit so he can kind of get gathered back up with everybody else. And if he wants any chance at a podium, he's gonna have to push that truck harder than he ever has and keep it off the wall.
Yeah, it looks like Jaden's pulling off as well. Probably take a couple repairs. Might as well while you have the time to do it.
Yeah. Right now will be the perfect time. You come into the competition yellow, so get your truck perfectly fine and ready to go for the next round,
Absolutely, and I know we're kind of crippled with the chat feature tonight, but I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Seeing the numbers grow each and every week and the support you guys give the Montana iRacing League and AMX by extension, we really appreciate you guys choosing to spend your Thursday nights with us. So just know that we appreciate you and look forward to hopefully having a good second half here.
I was about to bring somebody in, but we're getting back on again. So, I was going to bring Braden in. You got lucky this week, bud.
Hopefully we'll be talking to Braden here in a little bit if he can work his way up there.
Absolutely. As long as he just needs to keep the truck clean, and get through the whip section fairly well for the rest of this race, and he might have himself a podium finish. Man, they are cruising.
Yeah, Chase is eager to close this out.
All right, he is ready to go. As what we do in the Montana series, a little different than what we do on Tuesday nights. We do single file in these, and compared to Tuesday nights, do a Delaware double file restarts. But just to help keep things a little simple for these guys, we decided to, first time doing an off-road race, let's just keep it simple and do single file restarts.
Yeah, but with how well these guys drive, they could I think they next season they can definitely handle the
Absolutely
double file. So
as Chase is about to enter the restart zone, and we're off. Chase gets a great start, and so does Brooks and Martin. I think if Brooks is gonna need this win, or gonna get this win, he's gonna have to push that truck harder than he ever has before, and keep it straight as possible. And if he can make a move and try and put a fender on Gare, it's gonna have to do it. Sometimes you gotta play a little dirty. I think if you want to get a good chance out of this, as Chase has put almost a second lead on these guys after the first couple corners. Martin looks to the inside of Brooks, but there is nothing there after they're coming out of there, coming in through this right-hander. As we're oh wow, Clifton already up 3 spots since the green flag in the first 5 corners. Easy, Brooks, easy.
I've seen him do that a couple times. It almost seems to work out in his favor, where he almost just kind of gets that lucky bounce, and it just works for him.
Oh yeah, it's a bounce. I thought for sure he was gonna get that one.
Like
someone.
Zach Clifton. We just kind of complimented him. He's back around.
You know what, Zach? Next week we won't even talk about you. We'll just keep our mouth shut about you. All right? As Chase now has almost a 2-second lead on Joseph Brooks. And Brooks gets a little sideways on exit, trying pushing the truck hard, but as we got side-by-side battle for P5 is... No, P6. My bad, my mistake. That's Halverson that currently holds a position.
Yeah, really kind of the closest battle on the track right now. 2 beautiful red trucks, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Nice little throwback paint, and, he's looking for sponsors. Hit up Chancellor for any sponsors. He's looking for something on that truck.
Check back up front with the leaders.
Chase almost got that tire there, but, he just barely missed it. Getting through there nice and easy. Almost a little over rotation, but they're good. Coming in turn number 10. Braden is he's trying his best to try and catch Jason Martin right now. As it kind of sounds like Jason, he's kind of pushing the truck, but at the same time, it sounds like he's, I don't know. As soon as Chase got up front, he has now said goodbye, see you later, I'll send you a postcard in Hawaii.
Check back in with these guys back here. they're still, well, they were a little bit closer, spread it out a little bit, but these two kind of doing the whole little yo-yo thing. Zach Clifton
Oh, don't look now. Look who's
recovering
back
as
there.
well.
Chancellor goes way wide. That's going to help Zach trying to get up there. Zach sends it way deep over the jump. Let's see what he can do over these jumps. As Patrick almost loses it. Almost gets in the wall. Oh, boy. He's going to try to do the old over-under. Oh, that's a little too much under.
Yeah, it's going to come with time. That's for sure.
Absolutely. As Brooks, that last time by is about a second, or about 1.2 seconds slower than Chase. As Chase has kind of found the groove, he's starting to find what he needs to do is Chase last lap around a 16.5 to Brooks 17.7. So, hey, you know, that 217, that was a good number. I just seen that.
Yeah, it looks like Chase just kind of the last few laps just stepping out that lead. So
He was
yeah,
way wide in that corner.
Once Chase gets that clear air, he likes to just take off.
Well, Chase has mentioned anything can happen. He has found a couple of donuts in the past few races, so we'll see if he can keep it off the donuts for the last couple of laps. As we're coming around to take the white flag for one more lap to go, or round number 7 here at Wheaton. As we're right on board with Braden Colwick, he's trying to chase down Jason Martin. But as we know, anything can happen. We'll see what happens in the last couple laps as Chase now has a 5-second lead. Goes way wide on the exit. Brooks kind of making the same line, but a little more inside as Jason goes a little wide too as well. Brooks catches the inside berm a little bit, no, nothing too crazy.
He's just
that was probably the cleanest he's able to make it. I was gonna say, that was probably the cleanest he's made it through. Oh, Brooks into the wall. Jason Martin into second. Braden Colwick into third. As Chase comes around the last corner to take the checker flag, but we're going to come back here and see what's going on. Colwick coming around the corner there. Chase Garrett takes the checker flag. And Jason Martin still in second place. And Colwick has secured the final podium position out of nowhere. And Brooks has a crab walk into a finish for 4th place. Coming in 5th, Casey Duran. 6th, Patrick Lemire. 7th, Zach Clifton after a rough race. 8th, Chancellor Haverson. And rounding out the field is Jaden Rain. Man.
Yeah,
I don't want to be in that Discord call with Brooks. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, let me go back and see if I can't find what happened to Joseph.
I'm going to say he had a bad bounce in the whoops section. Well, there's Jason.
And yeah, I have a feeling it probably just got sideways or something. Kind of hard to say at the moment, but
Absolutely.
yeah, he was just running so well. Well, let's go ahead and just kind of see what the official results are as they came across the line. Chase is tonight's winner with Jason Martin up to second. Braden, Joseph Brooks. Unfortunately, we saw him facing the wrong way there, coming off the rhythm section. Casey Duran to fifth. Patrick Lemire, Zach Clifton, Chancellor, and then Jaden round out the field.
Well, we got third place. Shall we bring him in?
Yeah, let's talk to Braden.
Hey, here's our third place finisher in tonight's race. Braden Kolowick, Anthony Frank in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
So, Braden, take us into that last lap there. It looked like you were just kind of hanging out with fourth place, nothing really happening, and then all of a sudden Brooks has an issue.
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of hanging around. I was kind of waiting for somebody to make a mistake. I was pretty comfortable in fourth, but yeah, it kind of sucks that Brooks got into the wall like that.
Absolutely. It just kind of shocked us. We were all of us are just, minding our P's and Q's and just watching Chase lead and calling the race. And all of a sudden we look in the background, Brooks is backwards. But hey, sometimes that just happens, and you're just a benefactor trying of and getting into the final podium position. How'd the race go for the most part for you?
I feel like it went pretty good. The start was a little off, but I kept it together pretty decent. I was pretty scared going through those whoops. During warm-ups, I wasn't doing too great in them, but I just kind of held in there, got a good start off that comp yellow, and just happened to pass Joe after he hit the wall and got third. So
Absolutely. You got any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank?
I want to thank Joe Brooks and Jaden Rain for getting me into iRacing stuff, and I want to thank BBI Racing and everybody else that's supporting me.
Absolutely. And congrats on third place, and see you next week for championship night.
Yeah, we'll see you. Thank you.
And that's third place, Braden Colwick.
Yeah, Anthony, while you hunt down second place, Jason Martin, let's take a look at what the point situation is going into next week. Unofficial at this point, but Chase extends out his lead with Jason Martin, Joseph Brooks, still pretty close, and then Patrick and Zach are your top five, and looks like the only people swapping positions points wise would be Casey Durand and Cody. But outside of that, uh, it's going to be a fun week next week as we go to championship night. So, Anthony, is Jason ready for us?
Absolutely. I got him here. You got us in the booth, Mr. Racing Jason.
I got you, buddy.
Jason, tell us how that race went. It looked like you were, trying to figure out what they were doing, and then kind of looked like you were settling in, and then chaos happened at the end.
That's exactly it. The boys got that mogul section down, and I was just kind of like, all right, just don't give up third and see what happens up front of you. And I gotta say, I feel so bad for Joseph. He clearly had second and was just got bit by the moguls, but yeah, other than that, just tried to kind of hold my position. I'm not fast through those moguls either, so I apologize to anybody that I might have held up to. And yeah, other than that, good race, and hats off to Chase and Braden. And yeah, like I said, just feel bad for Joseph on that one.
Yeah, it was. We were all pretty sad to see that happen, but sometimes that's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, got to get through the whole track, I guess, but dang.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are your thoughts heading into next week for championship night as you are sitting currently in second place in points?
Got second. I'm looking forward to the full length Crandon. It's been a minute since I've raced that whole thing, and it's just such an iconic track, and can't wait to see what I can do against these guys. And yeah, just really excited.
Hey, as long as you can survive Potawatomi turn 1, I think you'll be just fine.
Right?
All right. You got any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank here?
Yeah, I got to thank my wife, Noelle. Got to thank my boys, Brody and Braden, all my sponsors, Wendy's, Macco Tools, McGillis Alignment and Brank, Storefront Performance. And yeah, just thank you guys again for putting on this broadcast all season. Thank you to everybody who put on the sessions. And yeah, man, it's been a blast and glad I was able to do what I've done. And we'll see if we can carry it over into next week. And yeah.
Yeah, we're glad that you came out and having a great time with these. Maybe we'll bring them back for you guys soon, huh?
I'm hoping so. Thursday nights, hopefully.
Absolutely. And that is our second place race finisher, Jason Martin.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
See ya.
Well, Anthony, while you hunt down tonight's winner, just remind everyone Thursday night, we're headed to Crandon to crown a champion. So be sure to tune in. It's at 9:30 on the eastern side of the United States. 7:30 if you're local in Montana. Um, come see who's going to walk away with it. And with that,
Well,
Anthony, I'm sure. We're looking forward to chatting with Chase again.
you know, Frank, I had to go find him by the water bucket. He's trying to run away from us. He about threw that damn water bucket on me, but I found him. He's here.
You looked like you needed cool down, so.
Hey, you know, I needed one after that second half puck kicking you just did. All right.
Yeah, that was a fun one anyway. I'm bummed for Joseph. That was really fun getting to run against him, both in the heat and the start of the main. His pace has improved throughout the whole season, and when he's in front, as long as he doesn't make a mistake, he knows the right lines. He's good at protecting. So a little bummed for him, but he showed his speed. So, but yeah, we were able to make it happen. So.
Yeah, you and Joseph put on a great race tonight, especially in the first half, and like you said, in the heat race. During that first half, were you trying to get around as quick as possible, or you were trying to just kind of run with him, or what was the kind of the game plan for as you came into the heat race or the feature? I mean,
For the feature, we got 11 laps to work with, so the goal was just to try to make sure to get around cleanly, but I didn't need to be in any major hurry. So just try to tuck a nose in every now and again, just make sure he knows I'm there and knows I'm close. But he did awesome through the whoops, and then whatever lap we ended up getting to, made a mistake and just over-rotated in the S's, it looked like, and that allowed just enough room to get by. So was able to just kind of take it from there.
absolutely. Yeah, like I said, you guys put on a great showing, and it was really fun to watch. And what are you thinking now going into the championship night? Now that you kind of increase your lead a little bit for Crandon.
Yeah, well, the goal of this whole thing is pretty much just to have fun. So anything can happen at the Crandon. I think the land rush start. It doesn't really matter how you finish in your heat race, to be honest. So it'll all be about getting a good start at the land rush for the feature. So we'll see what we can do, but looking forward to a good final race with these guys, and I encourage everyone to tune in. It ought to be a fun one.
Absolutely. You got any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank for tonight's race?
Yeah, got to thank Willow Mountain Lumber LLC, Race Treads. Got to thank Amex iRacing for helping support Montana iRacing for helping put this on. In Theory Motorsports, BGM Racing, 461 Clifton Racing for helping support the series. And then, of course, got to thank Refuse to Lift Media for always an awesome broadcast. In my opinion, it's the best in iRacing. So thank you everyone watching for tuning in week in, week out, and continue to share it with your friends, and we'll continue to grow this thing. So it's awesome to get more guys involved with off-road on the platform and continue to put on some awesome racing like this.
You know, I think you just brought a tear to Frank's heart. Right there. I'm sure he's really happy about that comment right there.
I promise it will not go to my head.
All right. Congrats, Chase, on the win, and see you next week.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, as we wrap it up here tonight, again, thank you everyone for tuning in. next week for the AMX series on Tuesday nights, we're going to be
Ooh.
going to Firebird, and then we'll wrap up the series here for Montana
Oh,
at
Brandon.
Crandon. So be sure to keep an eye out. Head over to amxiracing.com for all the information on what we're doing around the league, and we invite you to come join us if you have a
Absolutely.
iRacing subscription. So with that, Anthony, thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. I look forward
Yeah,
to
it's been fun.
calling the action, the crosscar action at least with you next week, and maybe I'll sneak you back into the booth up here. So everyone tuning in, thank you so much. You guys have a good night. We'll see you next week.